One of the conversations I'm having a lot is this tension that we feel if we've got these really great interest rates. So like if we bought our house or refinanced probably in the last 5 years, you're somewhere between 2.75 and 3.5%. And you're thinking, why would I want to give up that interest rate and go buy a house? And for a lot of you, you don't. And that's okay. But for others of you, there may be a reason to do it sooner versus later. So let's say that you're a person who you love your house and you can't see moving. Then no, you're going to want to stay. I mean, obviously. But if you know in your heart that if interest rates came back down to 6 or 5%, that you would be calling me to put a for sale sign the day it happened, we really need to talk in person, because what you don't always think about is when that happens, everybody's going to be doing that, because there is so much built up frustration right now where people want to move, they don't like their houses, but they've got this great interest rate and they're feeling like it's going to change in the next year, so they're not willing to do it. But as soon as it happens, then everybody's going to put their house up for sale, everybody's going to be wanting to buy, and here's the danger in that. Home prices will go up again, and competition will go up again, and multiple offers will go up again. And the people that lose in multiple offers over and over and over in highly competitive markets are those that have a contingency that their house sells, because that's always more risky to the seller than if you don't have a house to sell. It's just a fact of real estate. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen with interest rates. Like, if you knew they were going to come down to 5 or 6% next year, you might be thinking of what you're going to do, but we don't know. Here's what I know from history. Home prices go up. They might come down in the short term a little bit, or like when we had the crash of 2008, they came down, about 20%, but they still went right back up really quickly. We know that interest rates at that 2.75 and 3.5 was because we were in a pandemic and they were trying to keep us moving. They don't think that's going to happen. They feel like 5 to 6% is kind of the sweet spot of where people are comfortable. Banks are making money, lenders are making money at that 5 to 6%, and we are hoping that's where they go to. So if you did go ahead and sell your house now and bought another house, yeah, you would have a higher interest rate. But you'd be buying at today's house prices, not what they're going to be if house prices and interest rates come down to that 5 and 6, because I promise you, so many people are going to be buying that the prices will go up. So you'd be buying at today's house price with the option to possibly be able to refinance. Now, the reason I say possibly be able to refinance is because once you buy that house, you do have to keep your credit up. You do have to keep your job. Like, you can't just refinance because you want to. You have to be able to qualify for a refinance. It's easier than a mortgage because you're making your payments and all that kind of good stuff, but you still, that's why we have to have a little disclaimer. You should be able to refinance. And for some of you, you're living in a house that is just perfect for rental properties, investment properties. So for some of you, we want to have a conversation, especially if your goal is to build wealth through investment properties. You could take out the equity and buy your next home and turn that one into a rental property. Now, I made that sound very, very simple, and it's not quite that simple, But it's something we could have a conversation about if that is of interest to you, because there's a lot of you that should be doing that. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get 30, 40 years old and you're going to think, I wish I had started with rental properties when I was much younger. And now is a perfect time to do that. So if any of these scenarios kind of pique your interest, you have to understand my job is to talk to people about real estate. So you're more than welcome to call me. We can schedule a time on the phone. We can schedule a person at your house. You can come into my office and talk. But like, that is part of my job. It's just talking about real estate, giving you different avenues, and then you make the decision what's best for you and your family.